Okay, everybody out there. I keep on reading on these forums how people have lots of troubles setting up a basic audio interface with a basic audio DAW. So I figured to show you how easy it is, with a little short video. And for this example, I'm going to be using a slightly older Audiobox USB by Presonus. You see it's got two inputs and it's got MIDIs in and out, and it's also got main out and phones, and it's a USB connection, so it's USB right here. And for the DAW, I'm going to use Reaper, so I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to get all of this stuff up and running. So the first step is you will need drivers, right? And so the drivers for this particular Presonus device, I just type in the Audiobox USB driver and go to their site, and it's telling me that this product is discontinued because it came out in like 2006 or something like that, so it's a little bit older, but it's still good. And this is their latest universal control driver. I hit download now, and I go ahead and save that file. Then I can open that file, and it brings me to the installer, and I just hit yes, and I read all the license stuff, I hit agree, and then I do this, and then I'm going to deselect all the other ones except for the one I need. Okay. Because I don't want this other junk, and who knows what else, other baggage that comes with it. I just need the Audiobox USB driver. I hit install, and it just extracts the necessary drivers into the file. It's finishing up, doing this little cleanup, and then I hit finish, and that should be good. Same thing for getting Reaper. I just go to the Reaper site, and here's Reaper's website. And it's important to note that Reaper will provide this software for a 60-day free trial. If you want to purchase it, it actually is $60 for non-commercial users and $225 for regular users. And so definitely pay for it. It's not free, but it does have a 60-day user trial period. So again, just go to download this, save that file, and then go ahead and run the installer. I'm not going to run this installer because I've already installed this on this particular system, so there's no need for me to do it again. But if you just install it and just use the default options, it'll install for you, no problem. What you will see at that point, after you install the driver for the Audiobox, and then the actual Reaper program is there, the next step will be to connect the audio interface. So let me go back to my other screen here, and so here we are. Again, this is a USB device, and one thing I will tell you for sure, at least for the Audiobox, this doesn't seem to be the case with some of my other interfaces, this definitely needs to be connected to a USB 3.0 port. I tried to connect it to this workstation here with the 2.0, and it didn't accept it. As soon as I switch it to 3.0, you plug it in to that port in the back, And you can see down here it's setting up the audio device. That just went away really quickly, but anyway, it's all set up. And you'll see the red light comes on, showing that this is active. And I'm going to turn down all of these particular knobs for a moment. Now it's telling me on my screen that the USB is ready, audio box is set up and ready to go. Pretty easy, huh? Now I'm going to go back and start up our friend Reaper. So Reaper is now started up. And here is where some people get a little bit lost, because you have to tell Reaper to find your audio interface. So if you go to Options, Preferences, the first thing in that list is Device. You have to tell it what device. Right now it's just selecting my audio system. This is telling Reaper where to look for input and output devices, right? So it's got a number of different options, but what we want to select is, as our audio system, is ASIO, and then I have ASI for all installed in the system, but we just installed the audio box driver, so I'm going to select the audio box, and the audio box has two different inputs, right? So input 1, input 2, and you'll see back on the Reaper screen that we have enabled inputs 1 and 2, and outputs, which I'm not going to worry about so much, is on the back, and that would go out to your monitors or whatever you're listening to. Now you can get into the ASIO configuration here, which, you know, you can play around with the sample rate and the block size, you know, and this is going to depend on your latency and all kinds of different things. I'm going to leave everything just at default right now, and you can play around with those, and you can actually find videos on how to change those. So again, ASIO is a system, and the ASIO driver is going to be the audio box driver. Now, if you're using a different type of box, of course, you're going to select the ASIO driver for that particular box. Like I said, I have a lot of Focusrite stuff, and that would be the Focusrite I would select there. Then hit OK. And next is to figure out, does this really work? So if I go back here, I just have a old microphone. This is a PVM 380N. It's one of my first mics I ever bought, but it's banged up, it's all dented up. It's been through many gigs, but it still kind of works. And these are XLR inputs and outputs. So those are the 3-pin things, and your microphone will have a 3-pin thing, input thing. So we're going to try the microphone first. So plug the microphone in, and then we're going to plug the XLR into the first port, input port. Make sure those pins align, and it locks in. Next thing you're going to want to do is test the input level. So in this particular interface, this is channel 1. You can see I have it turned all the way down. You don't see any little lights coming on or anything like that. But if I turn this up, I'll turn all the way up, which is overkill. But now you can see that the light here is blinking because I'm overloading it. See the light right here? That's too much. And so I'm just going to dial this down to about halfway. Check 1, 2, check, 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 check. See, I'm not distorting anything. So, of course, we don't hear anything yet. So let's go back to our DAW, to Reaper. And you can see that you have to do something to get the signal from your audio box into Reaper. And usually that entails creating a track. So I go up to here to track, and I'm going to insert the new track. And all DAWs are different. I usually use Pro Tools, but in Reaper, I believe all I need to do to see if this is working is to arm this track, which is hitting this little red button here. This is not recording yet, it's just turning it on so it'll see an input. And bingo, there you go. It's seeing the input from my voice. You can see that the levels are pretty good. You're also seeing this repeated down here kind of in the emulator for like a mixer console, and it's the master level right here. Again, there's plenty of videos on how to actually record, but usually with most DAWs, you actually have to arm the you arm the track, and then you set the DAW ready to record by hitting the little record button here, and away you go. And you can see now the wave file is being recorded, and you can see my voice here. If I talk louder, it gets bigger, softer, and you can play around with the levels and all that kind of stuff. Again, I'm not here to give a tutorial on how to record. I hit stop, and you can save the file if you want. You can play that back or whatever, but that's really how this whole thing works. Now, if I go back to the beginning of this track and hit record again, I'm going to record right over this. So what I usually would do is disarm the track, so I'm not in record mode anymore. Now, I'm just showing you for one microphone right now, and your interface could have 1, 2, or more interfaces on it, right? If I had a guitar or a bass or something, I might want to plug it into the instrument channel here, and I'll do the same thing. I could play the guitar, bass, whatever the instrument is, check the levels, and set up a new track, and then record onto different tracks. And you can record multiple tracks. And again, I don't want to make a video on how to actually record, but this is just a quick video on how easy it is to set up any kind of USB interface, and how easy it is just to download something like Reaper and get yourself running. The important parts, again, in the DAW is again to realize that you have to create a track. Once that track's created, you have to arm the track to see any kind of input coming in. Because if I don't arm the track, you see nothing, right? You see no signal coming in, but as soon as I arm it, you can see I got an input signal. And then down here, there's going to be some kind of recording options. Again, all DAWs have this basic stuff. So anyway, I hope this was somewhat useful. I don't do a lot of videos, but I wanted to, again, I read so many times about people trying to set these things up, and I just wanted to make a quick video to show how easy this is. So, see y'all later.